Very good morning. And today I'm going to tell you something very, very important about 10th standard or SSLC examination. I am Dr. Balaji BR, who is a principal of a PU cum degree college. I'm very curious to give some tips to the 10th standard students because I have taught not less than 10 batches of 10th standard students. In today's session, I will be telling you through a particular PPT as to how you can face the examination in a more confident manner. Okay, so that is what I wish to do in today's session. How to study for your 10th standard SSLC examination. In some of the states, they call it 10th, and in some of the states, they call it as SSLC examination. So I am here before you with something very nice. So this program is designed mainly for the 10th standard or SSLC students, as I told you. And this training and motivational program is brought to you by CJR RJS FG and RJS PU College in Marathalli, which is in Bangalore, Karnataka. And we are a 18-year-old college running PU as well as BCom. We have got CEBA, we have got HEBA, we have got MEBA and PCMB. You can choose any of these particular courses and join our college. We don't expect any donations and our fees are very nominal, and you can call us any point of time on these two numbers to know all the details, and we will see to it that you are able to score very high marks with no much difficulty in our college. And this is a look of our college, and it is around 1.5 acres of land in Bangalore on the ring road, very close to the Marathalli junction. Anybody wishing to join, you can always recommend. You can come to our campus, and if you feel that it is good, you can always join your children to our college. The very first thing that I would like to ask all the SSLC students or the 10th standard students, have you given a gift to your parents? Yes, most of you might have given a gift. Maybe it might be a pen, it might be a tie, it might be a sari or a nice dress or a makeup set to your mother or something like that you might have given. But this year, you have all got an opportunity to give a very big gift to your parents. Those who have given gift, this will be a very big gift that you are going to give to your parents. If you have not given a gift till day on your parents' birthday or wedding anniversary, now this is a golden opportunity for you to give a very good gift to your parents. If you are going to give a high first class or a distinction to your parents, I'm sure they'll be very, very happy. They will all feel that they are on top. They will tell many of your relatives, they will tell many of your neighbors as to what achievement that you have done, and in their eyes, you will grow very, very high. They will not only start loving you more, but they will also start respecting you more, because taking a high first class, taking a distinction in 10th standard is no joke. You need a lot of dedication. You need a lot of commitment. And a person who is really smart, hard worker, only he or she will be able to achieve something of this kind. I want you all to try. And don't lose this golden opportunity to make your parents happy. You are the only people who can do it. You have to do it. And it is your bound duty as a son or daughter to keep your parents happy. And if you lose this opportunity, of giving a very good gift to your parents, you may not be very easily be able to give such a gift to your parents in the near short. The next thing that I would like to tell you is your exams in Karnataka is expected to start from June 25th, which is very fast. There are very less chances that there will be an automatic promotion for all of you all. Like some of you might be thinking that something like this may happen, but don't be in that particular. All have to write the exams, and in Kerala a few days back all the examinations are being conducted successfully and there was no any problem. They were able to maintain social distancing and use all the sanitizers and masks and everything. They were able to complete the remaining 3 or 4 papers. The next thing which I want to tell you is, you might be thinking that SSLC examination is like a hillock in front of you. Yes, it is a sort of hillock, but these type of hillocks are not strange for you, or it is not that you have not seen. You all completed 8th standard, 9th standard, one more year now, 10th standard. It is a board exam. That is why some of you might be a little bit frightened, or you may have some fear, and you may not look that very confident. But let me just tell you that all your subjects are just like a car which you have to take it on top of this particular hillock as the SSLC examinations. I am sure that it is not going to be very, very flat like your 6th standard or 7th standard or 8th standard exam. It will be an elevation for sure. And this elevation is climbable, or you will be able to move ahead or go above this particular level with the capabilities that you have already got by writing around 8 to 9 examinations in the past 8-9 years. Okay, so only thing is, if at all you feel that you are not that very confident, you are not good at a particular subject, I consider one of your subjects as the tires of this car which I am showing here. You have to replace that with a new tire. Okay, so that you will be perfect in that particular subject. Maybe your engine itself is not that very good, or your gearbox may not be working properly, your clutch might not be properly working, or accelerator there's a problem, brake there is a problem. Somewhere you have to see to it that your whole car is refurbished, or you have to put it for the service and see to it that it is in a very good condition to climb this particular hillock. So once if you are ready with all these subjects, see the car which was a little different before, now it is going to look like this because it is all set to climb this hill or hillock called as the SSLC examination. That means to tell that you have to make a thorough preparation. Preparation is very important to increase your confidence. The more prepared you are, I'm sure that you will all be able to get a lot of confidence. Confidence is something very, very important for any student to face an examination, and especially the 10th standard examination. If you are in a position to see to it that all your subjects you are good at, all your subjects you are prepared very well, then you are ready to climb this hillock or the hill of SSLC examination. What to do from today till the first day of examinations? I will tell you in this video what you should be doing before. And one more video I'll be uploading wherein you will be told in that video how to prepare one day before the examination and what to write or how to write in the examination hall. So this is the part 1 video which I am presenting to you all. There will be a part 2 video which also you will have to watch later. So in this video, I'll be telling as to what you will have to be doing from today until the last day of examination, how your preparation should be, how your approach should be. All these things I'll be telling you. Now, treat this lockdown as a positive thing. No batch got such an opportunity to get 100 marks. Nobody got so many days extra to take 100 out of 100. The principal or teachers or you yourself could not influence and ask for more time to prepare for your SSLC examination. But this corona has done this for you all. It has it has given you a good lot of time for you to prepare for the oncoming 10th standard or SLC examination. So you can treat this corona virus problem or the lockdown as a blessing in disguise. And you should always be positive in your mind. You should think that all that happens for good. So if you are able to think in this particular way, I'm sure that you will all be more positive towards the examination. And I am sure that this time's SSLC examination result will be an all-time record because most of you are very well prepared for the examination. There is some amount of stress leaving that. I'm sure that you will all be able to write very well. The pass percentages will be more, the number of first classes will be more, the number of distinctions will be more this time, and it is going to create a new record. That is point number one, which I wanted to tell you. The point number two is you all have around 6 subjects, maybe Kannada, Hindi, Sanskrit, or one particular language which you have to study as first language. Then you've got a second language, third language, and 3 core subjects. And your aim should be to score nothing less than 90%. 90% is the new first class of today. Okay, anybody who is taking 90, they are being considered very good, outstanding, remarkable, amazing. Anything lesser than that, people may not treat it too very good. So you have very good time, you had very good time to prepare. So why should you get lesser than 90%? You should aim at 100, at least get 90, 95, 98. This is what I wish and pray God that you all score this particular year. Now, this is a sample of a particular marks card wherein a student has scored more than 90%, and this student has scored out of 125, 121 in first language, and for 100, 93 in English, and in Hindi she scored around 95. Mathematics she slightly scored less, 78, but her science marks is 90 and her social science marks is 95. This is how your score should also be. You should be able to take more than 90 in all these subjects. If you are able to take something like that, I'm sure that you will be able to score nothing less than 90 to 95%. Study for yourself and not for anyone else. Remember this, boys. If you score, if you gain the knowledge, it is not going to go to your neighbor. It is going to come to you. And it is going to stay with you for your lifetime. And during your lifetime, you can make use of all this particular knowledge throughout as a higher student of higher studies, or you are able to use the same knowledge in your workplace. You are going to work for not less than 15, 20, 30, or even 40 years until your age of 60 or 70. During this whole 40, 50 years, you will be able to use whatever knowledge you have gained, you have studied, you remember, and you can put that to use and gain a good lot of money also. Who does not want money? And if there is no money, it is so very difficult. And I'm not telling that in world money is everything, but money is somewhere needed. So if you have got very good knowledge, very good skill, I'm sure that you will be able to make good money. So study for yourself. The next point, fifth point, is some of the students might be good in some subjects. Some of the students may not be good in some subjects. That means that some subjects are a little difficult for you. Some subjects are a little easy for you. What you need to do is spare more time for the subjects which is difficult for you, and try to see to it that you are able to excel in that particular subject. In easy subject also, you should be able to excel. If you are in the stage of 90, you have to go to 95. If you're in the stage of 95, you have to go to the stage of 98. If you're in the stage of 98, you should be able to go to the stage of 100. And this you have to do in this 10th standard. Make a timetable of your own and stick it in front of your study table or mirror. See, most of the smart students, most of the intelligent students, they do this. They will make their own particular timetable for the days ahead of them, and they will clearly plan how to study the subjects, how much time to spare, which time I have to be studying, which time I have to be doing something else. That will be clearly decided much before. So I want you also who are witnessing this particular video of mine today to make a timetable of your timetable can look like this. For example, if you've got 2 or 3 or 4 days which you have to study for each subject. Okay, so you can study in the coming 20-25 days all these 6 subjects, and during what time you have to study. So even that one I have given in this timetable here. Early morning, it is always good to get up and study. They tell that people, when they are fresh, they will be able to understand easily. People, when they are fresh, they can even understand difficult things. People, if you are fresh and if you are studying, you can remember that for a longer period. So the ideal time for people to study is somewhere in the morning. If you can get up at 4 o'clock also, no harm. You are studying for yourself. Remember that. 5 to 7, 2 hours. Again, take a gap of 1 or 2 hours to freshen up. 9 to 1, 4 hours. You have to sit. This is the solid time that you will get in a day to study. If you have a nice place to study, it will be an added advantage. If you are in front of a window where there is fresh air, it is an added advantage. Or you can on the fan, sit in a particular place where nobody will disturb you. And this is the way you can study for 3 hours, 4 hours. And this you have to do during your 10th standard, 12th standard examinations. If you are not able to spare a good number of time for becoming thorough in your subjects, it will be difficult to score very high marks. So 9 to 1 o'clock, you can study. Then again, take a break of 1 hour to have your lunch. Again, from 2 to 4, you have to study. And now that most of you during the lockdown period have already revised once, twice, what I have done here is I have given you a big window between 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock for you to spend some time with your family, your brothers, sisters, and have a change. Come once again rejuvenated. Come again refreshed. Once again sit at 6 o'clock and study from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock on 2 hours. Then have your dinner with your family. Again, study between 9 and 11 for another 2 hours. So like this, around 2 hours, if you around 12 hours in a day, if you are able to study, it will be really good. I have not increased this to 14 or 16 hours with only 2 things in my mind. One is you have already studied maybe once or twice, and I want you to spend and relax some time in between. It is not the quantity, but it is the quality, the way in which you are studying. That should be neat. That should be very systematic. If you are studying in a systematic method, then surely you will be able to remember it in the examination. In the next particular slide, I will be telling you as to how you have to study. How should be your approach to studying? Going on studying, reading, is that good? Or will you be able to remember? No, I don't think so. So there is a pattern, there is an approach, there is a way in which you should study. Let me just tell you this. Split an hour into 30 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, and 10 minutes. First 30 minutes, you are going to study. Next 10 minutes, you are going to write what you have studied. The very, very important things, what you studied in the 30 minutes, you are going to write it in a book. Then later on, you are going to check what you have written from the 30 minutes that you studied. And if you have left something, you are going to rewrite it or write it once again and see to it that whatever you studied in the 30 minutes is very clearly in your mind. And it is always told that if you are writing something, it will remember, you can remember it for a long time. So writing is a very important method of studying. If you are able to write once, twice, or thrice, I am sure that you will be able to remember all those things for a very, very long time. Then take a break of 10 minutes. Just go for a small walk. Just go to your terrace if you've got a terrace. If you've got a garden, just go to your garden. Breathe some fresh air and again come back within 10 minutes. And once again, get ready to study for next 30 minutes. So like this, every hour, 30 plus 10, 10 plus 10 plus 10, 30 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. In this way, if you are going to study, I'm sure that whatever you study, you will be able to remember for a long time. Whatever you study, you will be able to retain it in your hard disk. Whatever you are going to study, you will be able to remember in the right time, or you will be able to recollect it in a right time. So that is why we all study. We don't study to forget. We study so that we remember it and we can make use of it at the right point of time. When is the right point of time? During your particular examination, especially. Or if somebody is asking a question, you should be able to tell it out immediately. The next concept that I will be telling you is about brain management. We all have got brains. One brain is not like another brain. That is what people tell. But if you can train the brain, you can make use of the brain in a beautiful manner. And it has been told Einstein, who is being considered one of the smartest person, genius person, he himself used only 8% of his brain. That means to tell that we can make use of this brain for so many other things. The capability of our brain is much, much bigger than 10 or 100 times of matter that we study for one SSLC examination or one PUC examination. It can remember and it can produce so many things. Okay, the place which is there in the brain is much, much greater than what you are thinking. Don't think that if I study more, my brain will blast. No, if you are studying in a systematic way, you can remember so many things in your brain. So study systematically. Don't study too much. Don't keep shifting from one subject to another subject. Don't study when you are in stress. Okay. Don't study when you are tired. Place something and come and sit and study. I'm sure for next 15 minutes or half an hour, you will not be able to study anything. If you read also, you will not be able to remember anything. So please see to it that don't study when you are in stress. Don't study when you are tired or exhausted. Study when you are fresh. Study when your mind is peaceful. Keep your mind peaceful. Don't get tired. Don't get exhausted. Don't do something which you get exhausted. Okay, because this is exam time, you have to spare more time for your studies, not for anything else which will exhaust you or make you tired. Don't study to please others. Some students to please mommy, daddy, or something like that. They study. I don't feel that it is good. Study for yourself. You are going to own whatever you study. Study one answer at a time. Study it thoroughly and then move on slowly to the next answer or the next answer. If you are doing like this, I'm sure that you will be able to recollect whenever you want. If you have studied in a very haphazard manner, you will not be able to recollect it, regain it when you want. It is just like the cupboard which I have shown you here. If you're throwing your clothes in different corners of the cupboard, and if you're searching for one particular type of shirt, you will not be able to get it at the right time. And you will be unnecessarily wasting a lot of time to search that particular shirt. In the same way, you are trying to recollect some particular point in the examination hall. If you have studied in a very haphazard manner, you will not be able to recollect it, regain it in the 3 hours that you really want. After you go out of the examination hall, if you are able to get the point, will you be able to get the marks? No. So when you want something, if you are able to recollect, then it is of much use. So if you want something like that to happen, you have to study in a systematic way. Then only you will be able to remember that in the right time, in the right place, in the right way, or in the most perfect manner. Point number 9. new approach to study or revise. So you can select randomly some 8-10 numbers, open a particular question paper, against that particular number, whichever question is there, write it, answer those particular questions. This is one more new way to study, because you don't like to revise in the usual way, because you'll get bored. So if you study it in a little different way, probably you will not get bored. Or you can write some three questions every day from a subject. And when you write, I'm sure that it is going to be a revision, and you will also be able to remember it for a long time. Next is, you can play a quiz with your friend or your brother or sister. Okay, so that he asks a question, you tell, you ask a question, he tells. It will be a very beautiful revision for both of you if both of you are from SSLC. Next, this is a very important secret that I am going to share with you today. This is a box which I have called myself as Balu's Windows approach. My name is Balaji. Some of them call me as Balu. So I have named this window as Balu's Windows approach. This is something which I have thought to myself, and I have shared it with many of my students. They have applied it, and they have felt that this is a right way, nice way of remembering things. Therefore, I am sharing this in this video. So this particular video tells, it has got 3 layers. Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, in different colors. And the center one is just like the heart. Means what? From a particular chapter, the most important things, points, you have to write it here. Okay, very, very important thing. It might be Quit India movement, or it might be the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, or some such thing in that chapter, whichever is very, very important, that has to be written in the center layer of this particular window called as Balu's window approach. The next one is 50% to 60% important. Whatever is 100% important, you write it in the center points. Whatever is 50 to 60% important, you write it in the next particular layer, which is very important. And all the other things which they may ask from that particular chapter, it should be in the outer layer. That is important. The center one is very, very important. Very important. The one which is in the right in the center is called as the very, very important window. Here, all those things which are very important from the examination point of view, that should go there as points. For example, if there are around 60 aspects in a chapter, which is running to some 8-10 pages. So the around 16 points, you all know they were asked in 5-6 papers, 7-8 papers. That should go into the very, very center part. Some they have asked in some 2-3 papers, that it should go in the 14 points layer. And some things they may have asked or can ask, such things, it should be there in the outer layer. So adopt this, and I am sure that this particular way or approach is going to help you. And for each chapter, if you make Balu's window approach, if there are 6 or 8 chapters in a subject, within 8-10 sheets, everything about that particular subject will be there in your hand. If you flip some 8 to 10 pages, you will be able to see all the important aspects from the examination point of view in those sheets. So this is one very new technique, very different approach, and I'm sure that it is going to help you. There are a few other approaches also which many students are using, that also I'm going to share. There is something called as mind mapping. So mind mapping is also a very important technique which you can use. How, for example, if there is one topic called as mind mapping can be studied under 5 headings. One is how to plan, how creative it is, how to productivity it is, how to collaborate it, and what are the benefits. So each one is being denoted by a different color. If you can do it more colorfully, you will be able to remember the colors, and along with that the points. The main funda or the main logic is that when you are sitting in the examination hall, whatever you have studied in the last 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, you should be able to remember. So through mind mapping, if you are studied, you will be able to recollect because it is in a different form, in an attractive form, in a colorful form. Anything colorful, anything pictorial, anything that you see from your eyes, you will be able to remember for a longer time. Keeping this in mind, mind mapping is a very important technique that you can all use for remembering things well. I have shown one more example here, top 10 examination tips, pass exam, time how we have to do, my mind mapping, how it is going to be useful to study, then learn to learn, then how can past papers be helpful, then how can overview be helpful. So like this, under different headings, you can study or make a beautiful map through your colors and remember it for a very long time. Okay, so this is one more. The one more method is called as flow chart. Usually, the computer students are being taught to do flow charts for all their softwares and all these things. So like this, if there's a topic called as types of forces, under that there are two headings. One is contact, and through non-contact. Through contact, it's called frictional or muscular, or through non-contact, it's called gravitational, electrostatic, or magnetic. So it will be easy for you to remember the main and the subheadings coming under that. There is one more example on flowchart, something about receptors or organs. Even this one, any such chapter which has got some subtopics, you can study as a flowchart, or you can make a beautiful mind map out of it, and you will be able to remember it quite easily. So the next frame, somebody creative on WhatsApp recently had sent this to me. See, they have written all the formulas. They have not written this in a usual way. Now he has become a little creative, artistic. So he is remembering a formula, and in a form of a drawing he has drawn. So whatever method you apply it in such a way that you will be able to remember it in your future. So anything like that is always good or creative, or it is surely going to be useful for you. Point number 10, revise previous papers. So it is always good that you should revise at least 2 or 3 years papers of each subject. You will get an idea which type of questions they may ask. Okay, which may come, which may not come, which if may come on which heading, which particular, marks. Is it going to come as a 2 marks question or a 5 marks question? For a 5 marks question, if it is coming, how much should I write? So should I get prepared for that? So if you write 2-3 year question papers, I am sure that getting 60 or 70% will be very, very easy, and there'll be no chances of anybody failing if they have gone through 2 or 3 years question papers. Improve your spellings. You have got enough time. You have got extra time this time. Okay, so write all the difficult words, spellings, list it. Chapter 1, this many number of difficult spellings. Chapter 2, this many difficult spellings are there. Write it. You, as you go on writing, you will be able to remember the spelling properly in your mind. In the examination, you are not going to speak like what I am doing now or doing in front of you now, but you are going to write. And if you are going to write wrong spellings, maybe they are going to cut your marks. If not in core subjects, in languages, 100% they are going to cut marks if you make spelling mistakes. So better don't do mistakes. So these type of silly mistakes, if you do, even though your answer is correct, they may not give you full marks. And therefore, instead of getting 98, 99, you will come down to 90 or 91. Those 5 or 6 marks, probably you have lost because of your spelling. Why should that happen to you? You should not leave even 1 mark. Distinction students should be very stingy in giving 1 mark also to the teacher. They should be able to get 99 out of 100 and 100 out of 100 always. Point number 12, refer your preparatory examination answer sheets and see what mistakes you have done. It's not previous question papers I am talking about. The preparatory examination paper which you wrote 1 month back, 2 months back, or 3 months back, where you have made mistake, where you have left something, where you have made spelling mistakes. Check that up, those mistakes don't do in the coming final year examinations. Therefore, if you do a mistake in a preparatory examination, it remains as a mistake. But the same mistake, if you do it in the examination, it is going to be a blunder. Maybe you may get from first class, second class. Maybe instead of getting 90%, you may end up getting 80%. Why should you? If you are a deserving 90% candidate, you have to get a 90% and show it to the world. So work in this direction. Point number 13, do meditation, do yoga, do prayer. So this is something very, very important that you all have to do. Prayer, meditation, yoga, all these helps you in concentration. All this helps you to keep your mind in peace. If you are able to concentrate for more time, you can study more. If you're not able to concentrate for more time, you cannot study more. So increase your time of concentration. The more time you can concentrate, the more studies you can do. More studies you can do properly, you will be able to remember them. So yoga, meditation, or prayer, every day for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, if you are able to do it, it is going to help you in your studies. Your concentration levels will pick up. Okay, and if your concentration levels pick up, you are the person who are going to be benefited. And last but not least, take care of your food habits. Don't eat something which does not suit your body. What is your regular type of food? What do you eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner? Eat only those type of things. Don't go outside and eat. Don't eat something which spoils your stomach or spoils your system. So because anything happens to you within the next few days, it is going to affect directly on your exams. It is going to directly bring down your marks. So health is wealth, and if your health needs to be good, your food habit should be good. So always eat something which is prepared in the house and served from your mother. Okay, and that is always something good. If you go outside and eat, there are all chances that something may go wrong with your system. So these are some of the points which I wanted to share in this particular video. And the very last point is, for practical subjects like mathematics, algebra, geometry, and arithmetic, you yourself have to work out, not copying, not writing. You have to work out. Take a sum, work it out. Take another sum, work it out. How much you have done properly, based on that, we can decide whether you are prepared for that subject or not. You have to work more and more sums. Then only you will be able to score very good marks in a subject called as mathematics. Hope you all have liked my video. And one more point is about parents keep on telling study, 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 and you probably may get annoyed. You should not get annoyed on them, because they are also equally stressed as you. Okay, so you are writing the exam, but they are not writing the exam, but they know that their own son or daughter is writing the exam. And sometimes there are parents who are more stressed than the students itself. So if they are telling study, please don't get angry on them. Don't get annoyed. It is their duty to keep on reminding you to study, and you should study on your own. But some students are not able to do like that. They always depend on their parents to push them to study. Then only they start studying. Okay, with this, I thank you and tell you all the best for the next few days to study well. And in my next video, I am going to show you or tell you how to write inside the examination hall. So after watching this video, try to watch that video also. Thank you. God bless you. All the best.